Friends, welcome back to the Multipliers Leadership Podcast. My name is Joseph, and I am really looking forward to jumping into our topic today. And we're in week 2 of our series called Silence and Solitude. Now, Josh did a great job of setting up the series last week. If you didn't get a chance to be able to listen to that episode, I recommend going back and giving that one a listen. But we believe that this is going to be one of the most important topics we talk about for the entire year. And this week's episode is called The Hidden Place. And we're digging into how solitude shapes both our identity and our authority in Christ. And if you lead anyone, whether that's in ministry, the marketplace, your family, or whether you're just trying to figure out how to lead yourself, then this episode's for you. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started with Psalm 91, where Psalm 91:1 says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." So let's stop there. The secret place. It's not just some poetic phrase that sounds catchy. It's a real meeting place. It's a meeting ground between you and God. A space away from the noise, away from applause, free from striving. And here's the truth that I want us to sit with today that I'm wrestling with myself, is that your public authority flows from your private intimacy with God. It always has, and it always will. No matter how much we want it to be different, at points in time, that's the starting place. And we live in a culture of visibility. It's the highlight reel. It's the social media perspective. It's the platform, the pressure to always show up or to always be on, put together. But solitude, real spirit-led solitude, it breaks this addiction to performance. In Luke chapter 2 and 3, we read about Jesus, and we see almost nothing about Jesus for 30 years. 30. That's a long time. We just kind of flow past that number, but he is God in the flesh, and he spends most of his life hidden. Before his public ministry, before the miracles, before the teaching, before the gathering of the disciples, he chose to dwell in the secret place, the hidden place. That wasn't wasted time. It was preparation. It was formation. But let's be honest. Most of us, myself included, we don't like the hidden place. It's quiet. It's unseen. It feels like nothing's happening. Like, are we just wasting the time? But that's a place where your sonship is solidified. That's a place where you understand your identity. That's a place where your Father says, "You are mine. You are loved. Before you do anything, I'm already pleased with you." As a follower of Jesus, that's when he speaks over to you. And before Jesus even preached a sermon, I mean, this is how we see it. Before he did anything, right at his baptism, we see Jesus get baptized, and then God the Father says, "This is my son whom I am well pleased." And that's the same voice that speaks over you and I today. See, in leadership, it's easy to confuse our calling with our value or what we do to who we are, but we have this tendency to wrap ourselves in that. But I want to challenge that thinking for us today, that your identity is not tied to what you do. Let me even say it a different way. Let me ask you this question. Would you or would I be content just being loved by God if no one ever saw me do anything again? See, we often chase the work of Paul, planting churches and writing letters and leading movements, and we see all these great things that he did. But what if, just what if, the greater goal is to be like that of John, the one who simply laid on Jesus's chest, that understood that he was loved, to lead from belovedness, not busyness. This idea challenges my own thinking. Yes, we need aspects of what the Pauls and all the greats did, but we have to first start with identity. See, the Lord's done so much work in my own life for my own identity and my own understanding of my identity as a beloved son, and yet I struggle with this idea that I've got to stop and be like that of John before anything else. See, for me, it's much easier to think about the works of Paul and Joshua and David and say, that is what it means to be great. That's what we should attain to. And skip over the disciple John, the one whom Jesus loved. Yeah. It's that guy. But what about the people doing the work? No, but hold on. Why is this important? In Ephesians 3:18, it says, and may you have the power to understand as all God's people, that's all of us, as all God's people should, how wide, how long, how high, and how deep his love is. I don't fully have that verse in my spirit yet. There's aspects I do, but not fully. And here's the concern. If I can't sit in silence and solitude with Christ and receive my identity as a beloved son, I'll find myself performing or even doing things for God to earn the approval rather than working from it. I mean, I've been guilty of this more times than I can count where I would rather do the things so that way I can have the approval with God. But God says, no, you already have the approval if you're one of my children. So let's talk practically. How do you cultivate your own silence and solitude moments with the Father, where you just sit at his feet and be with him? The first thing is it starts with time. I mean, it seems like the obvious, but sometimes I have to be reminded of the obvious. First, you got to schedule it. And it's not just scheduling it, but it's seeing it as a sacred time, as a time that can't be skipped, as a time that can't be snoozed. See it on your calendar as a sacred invitation from the Lord. The second is just to turn off your phone. Maybe put it in another room, step away from a desk, wherever it is, sit in the quiet. Let your soul exhale. That's not just sitting still. It's really letting everything go and say, Lord, I just want to meet with you. You see, it's in those places where you'll stop producing for God and start just enjoying being with him. It's where the whisper becomes more and more clear as the crowd becomes quieter. And it's from that place that you will carry something weightier than influence. You'll carry authority. It's the authority that is walked in. It's not authority that's taken. And doesn't that sound good? And I want that to be true in my life. You see, according to Barna research, Gen Z is one of the most open generations spiritually. But it also means it's the most vulnerable. And I plead to you, for those that are older, that as we talk about the younger generation, what they need from us is men and women that are not content with just doing, but they want to follow and sit at the feet of Jesus. They need spiritual mothers and fathers. Mothers and fathers have learned to dwell in the secret place. I mean, they are primed and ready to be able to impact the entire world with the gospel. But we need to be able to be ready to say, let us stand side by side with you and watch you lead and lift you up and be a part of this. If you have children, your children need you to be ones that can sit in the silence and solitude with the Lord and say, Lord, will you fill me? I need that to be true in my life if I want to lead my kids. And we can't disciple others from empty wells, and leaders who don't dwell in the secret place, they rarely raise up those who will. If I don't dwell, then my kids are the likelihood that they will dwell with the Lord is so much lower. So let's flip the script. Let us switch and lead from a place of rest and rootedness with the Lord, of a quiet confidence that comes from abiding under the shadow of the Almighty. We have a sacred invitation from the Lord. We're saying, come and spend time with me. So here's your challenge question this week. What would it look like to prioritize your unseen life with God more than your visible life with others? God is waiting for you in the hidden place. He wants to spend time with you. Well, that's all we have for today. I want to say thank you. Thank you for spending a moment with us. If this was encouraging to you, then share with a friend, a teammate, a family member, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll continue this conversation next week. But until then, let's keep multiplying. Not just the work you do, but but the life that you carry. And we'll see you again next time on the Multipliers Leadership